Bonjour, hello everybody, and welcome back to our channel. So today's video will be teaching you French plus a French quiz. So the way this video will be is I'm going to be teaching you some basics of the French language. We're going to start with greetings and basics, then numbers from 1 to 10, some basic colors, and some useful phrases. Then we're going to move on to the quiz portion of the video. So I'm going to be asking you a few questions, give you 4 options, and if you get the question right, you get 1 point. Please remember to comment how many points you got in the comments down below. So yeah, this is all for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, please let me know. And let's get started. So let's start with the greetings and basics. So the first word I'm going to be teaching you today is probably the most famous French word, which is bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. And this word means hello or good morning. So bonjour literally translated means good day, but it is used as you'd use hello or good morning. This word is a little bit tricky because of the pronunciation, so I'm going to try to help you with that. So bonjour, bonjour is made out of bon and jour. Bon means good and jour means day, so bonjour literally means good day. So the first syllable, we're going to say bon. Can you try to say it with me? Bon, bon, good job. And then for the last syllable, we have this difficult R sound that we say jour, 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 bon, jour, bon, jour. Can you try to say it? Bonjour. Bonjour. Can you just put everything together? Bonjour. 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 Good job. So, bonjour you can use to just say hi to your friends, or if you're entering somewhere, you can also just say it. Let's say you're entering a coffee shop, patisserie, and you want to just greet. You can say bonjour. That is formal also. So, bonjour. Can you try to say it one more time? Bonjour. Bonjour. Great job. Let's move on to good evening. So, good evening follows a similar, I forgot to say, bonjour, you can say it pretty much throughout the whole day until it starts getting like night time. Do not quote me on this, but I do believe it is usually okay to say it until later in the afternoon. So if there's any French people in the comments that can confirm this to me, but I'm pretty sure you can say bonjour up until later in the afternoon. And then you'll say bonsoir, bonsoir, bonsoir. It follows the same structure. We have bon, which means good, and then soir, which means evening. So bonsoir, bonsoir. Can you try to say it? Bonsoir, 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 bonsoir. Good job. So bonsoir will be used as good evening. So for now you already know bonjour, bonjour, and bonsoir, bonsoir, bonsoir. Great job. Okay, moving on to goodbye. How to say goodbye? That will be au revoir, au revoir, au revoir. There are other ways you could say goodbye, but I would say the most commonly taught one would be au revoir, and you can say that it's a formal way to saying goodbye or an exact way to saying goodbye, not slang. So Au revoir. Au revoir. Again, this might be a little bit tricky because of all of the sounds, but just do your best. Au revoir. Au revoir. Au revoir. Can you try to say it? Au revoir. Good job. Let's move on to how to say thank you. And this one is, I think, a little bit easy, which is merci, 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 merci. Simple word, small word. Merci, merci, merci. Can you try to say it? Merci. Merci. Great job. So merci is how you'll say thank you. Merci. Okay, let's move on to another useful word, please. So to say please, you'll say s'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît. It's a little bit trickier, but let's break it down. S'il vous plaît. 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 Can you try to say it? S'il vous plaît. One more time. S'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît. Great job. Okay, moving on to another two very useful words, how to say yes and no. These ones are much simpler to pronounce. So the first one we're going to be learning is how to say yes. And yes is going to be oui, 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 oui. So this one is definitely simpler. Can you try to say it with me? Oui. Great job. And for no, the French equivalent is going to be non. Non. Oui et non. Oui, non. Oui, non. Oui, non. Can you try to repeat after me? Oui, non. Oui means yes. Non means no. Oui, non. Oui, non. Great job. Okay, so now, if you want to ask somebody how they're doing, you can say, comment ça va? Comment ça va? Comment ça va? Comment is how. Ça va is like, how are you doing? Comment ça va? Comment ça va? Comment ça va? So let's say you're just meeting your friend. You can say bonjour, comment ça va? Or just ça va. If he's somebody closer to you, they already know, you can just say bonjour, ça va? Ça va? Can you try to say it? Ça va. Just these two words. Ça va. Also, this C has something called, in English, I'm not sure, I think it's a CD, and is read as S. So, comment ça va? Comment ça va? Comment ça va? Or to shorten, you can just say ça va. Ça va. Ça va. Can you try to say it? Great job. Okay, moving on to, if you want to present yourself, you'll say je m'appelle. Je m'appelle. Je m'appelle. So, translating to English, this would mean I call myself. This is a very common way for Latin Romance languages to use, to try to say, or to say, my name is. Je m'appelle. In Spanish, yo me llamo. In Italian, mi chiamo. It's very common to use this expression of I call myself. and French is another example. So, je means I, m'appelle means call myself. Je m'appelle, and then you'll say your name. So for my case, I could say, bonjour, je m'appelle Amara. Et vous? Et toi? Bonjour, je m'appelle Amara. Et vous? Comment t'appelles-vous? Comment t'appelles-tu? So, I was saying, hello, my name is Amara. What about you? What's your name? So, can you try to say it with your name now? Bonjour, je m'appelle, and then your name. Great job. Moving on to the last of the greetings and basics, we have nice to meet you, and this one will be enchanté, enchanté, enchanté. Can you try to say it? Enchanté. Great job. So here we have the two ways of writing it. So enchanté, like this, you will say if you are a man, and like this with the additional E if you are a woman. So in French, words have a gender. I do believe the pronunciation stays the same. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but to write it, it will be like this for masculine and like this for feminine. So enchanté, enchanté. You just met somebody, just told you their name, you can say enchanté. Can you try to say it? Enchanté, enchanté. Amazing. Okay, so this is all for greetings and basics, and now we're going to move on to the numbers from 1 to 10. So I believe the numbers aren't too difficult. We're going to start with number 1, which is un. Can you try to say it? Great job. So now for number 2, we have du, un, du. Can you try to say it? Fantastic. For 3, we have trois, again with this R sound, but you can do it. Trois, can you try to say it? Great job. Then we have quatre. In French, if you have this Q letter next to an U and an A, you will not read the U, so it's not quatre, but it's quatre. Can you try to say it? Quatre. Un, deux, trois, quatre. Un, deux, trois, quatre. Fantastic. Let's move on to 5, and that will be cinq. A little bit easier. We have this C next to an I, so it's going to be again an S sound, so cinq, like an S, cinq. Great job. Then we have six as 6. Six. Can you try to say it? Six. Perfect. Next we have sept. We do not read the P. I know it is written with a P, but you don't read it, so just say sept. Okay, so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Now for 8, we have 8. Great job. 9. Can you try to say it? 9. Parfait. And finally we have 10. As 10. Can you try to say it? 10. Perfect. So I'm going to go over them again fast, and I'm going to go over them slowly. I would like you to repeat after me. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's go one by one. Please repeat after me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. One more time, a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Alright, let's move on now to the colors. The first one we're learning is red, and that is rouge, 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 rouge. Can you try to say it? Rouge, rouge, rouge. Great job. Now moving on to blue. This one's easy, it's bleu, 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 bleu. Good job. Can you try to say it? Perfect. Now moving on to green. Green is going to be vert, vert, vert. Can you try to say it? Okay, so far we have rouge, bleu, vert. Great job. Now to say yellow, we'll say jaune, jaune, jaune. Can you try to say it? Jaune. Great job. So for pink, we'll have rose, 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 rouge, bleu, vert, jaune, rose. Can you try to say the last one? Rose. Great job. Now for white, we have blanc, blanc, blanc. Perfect. And for black, we have noir, noir, noir. Can you try to say it? Noir. This O and I together are going to make the sound wa. So noir, like a U and an A, wa, but open sound. So noir, noir. Can you try to say it? Great job. So let's read it again. Rouge, bleu, vert, jaune, rose, blanc, noir. Okay, I'm going to say it slower, and I'd like you to repeat after me. So, rouge, red, rouge, rouge, bleu, 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 bleu. Perfect. Green, vert, vert, vert. Nice. Yellow, jaune, jaune, jaune. Great job. Pink, rose, rose, rose. Perfect. White, blanc, blanc, blanc. Perfect. And finally black, noir, noir, noir. Great job. Okay, moving on to the last section of the teaching segment. Then we're going to move on to the quiz. So here we have some useful phrases. The first one is je ne comprends pas. Je ne comprends pas, which means I don't understand. So let's take a closer look. Here we have je, which means I. Then we have ne, which is the indicator of the negative, or the first indicator of the negative. We have comprends, which means understand. And at the end of the sentence, we have pas, which is the second indicator of the negative. In French, usually you'll say, you have the subject, then ne, the verb, pas to indicate the negative. For example, je suis pas, or je ne suis pas française, for example. So these are the indicators of negative. So for this example, we have je ne comprends pas, which means I don't know. Let's try to pronounce everything word by word. So let's start with je. Can you try to say it? Je. Perfect. Then ne. Ne. This one should be a bit easier. Je ne. Ne. Perfect. This one is a little bit difficult, so we have comprends. Comprends. Je ne comprends. Je ne comprends. Great job. And then finally, pas. Je ne comprends 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 pas. Can you try to say it all together? Je ne comprends pas. Let's try to do it slower. Je ne comprends pas. Je ne comprends pas. Je ne comprends pas. Je ne comprends pas. Great job. Okay, the second useful phrase is je parle pas français. Je parle pas français. Actually, for it to be, I guess, more correct, I should have put the je ne parle pas français. But I think if you want to sound a bit more native, you can just cut it out and just say je parle pas français. Grammatically correctly, I do believe, I do have to warn, I don't think I've said in the video, I am neither an English or French native speaker. I love these languages, but I'm not a native speaker, so it is very likely that I make mistakes. Please, if you are a native speaker, comment down below all of my doubts. It would help me a lot. But I do believe that when speaking, you don't necessarily need to add the ne if you add the pas. So it will be useful to say things like je comprends pas. But correctly, I would say, or formally correct, you would use the ne. Je ne comprends pas. But speaking, French is a language that uses a lot of current words and uses a lot of things that aren't in the dictionary. So a way of saying the negative would be cutting off the ne and just saying je, the verb, and then pas. So for example, here we have je parle pas. We don't have je ne parle pas, but you can use both ways. So je parle pas français. So the only thing new here is the parle and the français. Parle means speak, and français, of course, means French. So I don't speak French. Je parle pas français. I parle, speak, pas, negative, so don't speak, français. Je parle pas français. Je parle pas français. Can you try to say it? Je parle pas français. Je parle pas français. Je parle pas français. Pardon, you can say, for example, pardon. I'm sorry. Je parle pas français. Je parle pas français. Great job. Okay, moving on to two questions that are very useful, which is, you just said you don't speak French. You can ask somebody if they speak English. So, parlez-vous anglais? Parlez-vous anglais? Parlez-vous anglais? It's a bit more formal. Asking somebody if they speak French. So if you're in a formal meeting, or if you don't know the person you're talking to, or they're older than you, or you just want to show respect, you can use the vous. And you'll say parlez-vous anglais, or parlez-vous anglais. I think you connect. Parlez-vous anglais. And this is, do you speak English? The vous is a formal way of referring to you. So we have tu and vous. Vous is formal, tu is more informal, they both mean you. So for a more formal way, you could say parlez-vous anglais? Parlez-vous anglais? Do you speak English? And if you want to do it a bit more informal, or if it's somebody who's clearly your age or younger, you could say tu parles anglais? Tu parles anglais? Tu parles anglais? So these two sentences, they're just made up differently, but you can switch them up. You can switch the verb and the subject around. So you could say parles-tu anglais? Maybe that sounds a bit weird. Mais tu parles anglais? Vous parlez anglais? You could say parlez-vous? Vous parlez? I think this sounds nice, but I'm sure you can switch them around to however you prefer. So in French you can say, do you speak or speak you English? And they'll both make sense. So let's say them again. First one, parlez-vous anglais? Parlez-vous anglais? Parler is the verb, and then vous is you. Anglais is English. It is common in French to connect the words. That's why I'm saying vous anglais like it's only one word. You could also say parlez-vous anglais, but I need to make sure. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on this. But I do believe, for example, in cases like this, you would connect. So parlez-vous anglais? More formal, or you could say tu parles anglais? Mais est-ce que tu parles anglais? Tu parles anglais? Just to ask somebody if they speak English. Okay, and last but not least, a very specific question. Let's say you are eating in a restaurant in France and you would like to ask where the bathrooms are. You'll ask, où sont les toilettes? Où, which means where. Sont, are, les toilettes, the bathrooms. Où sont les toilettes? Où sont les toilettes? Où sont les toilettes? Pardon, où sont les toilettes? Pardon, où sont les toilettes? Actually, you should add pardon, just to be more polite. But you could say où. Can you repeat after me? Où sont les toilettes? 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 Very good. Okay, so this is everything for the teaching portion of the video. Now we're moving on to the quiz. So I'm going to be asking you a few questions. There are 15 points in total. For each question you get right, you get 1 point. I'm going to give you a multiple answer choice. So starting off with question number 1. How do you say hello in French? So for option A, we have bonsoir. For option B, we have merci. For option C, we have non. For option D, we have bonjour. Bonsoir, merci, non, bonjour. Which one of these means hello? Bonsoir, merci, non, or bonjour? What is your guess? A, B, C, or D? 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 Bonsoir, merci, non, bonjour. What is your guess? Are you going to lock in your guess? Okay, let's see. So the proper way of saying hello in French would be option D, bonjour, bonjour. Great job, did you get it right? Okay, question number 2. What is the French word for thank you? Thank you. So option A, s'il vous plaît. Option B, oui. Option C, merci. Or option D, enchanté. S'il vous plaît, oui, merci, enchanté. I'm going to give you some time to think. Take a look at the question and think about which option you're locking in as your guess. S'il vous plaît, oui, merci, or enchanté. Which one of these means thank you in French? Are you going to lock in your guess? Perfect. So I'm going to reveal that the correct answer, the proper way of saying thank you in French is option C. Merci, merci, merci. Great job. Did you get this one right? Okay, moving on to question number 3. We have, how would you say please in français? So is it option A, s'il vous plaît? Is it option B, enchanté? Is it option C, de rien? Or is it option D, parfait? S'il vous plaît, enchanté, de rien, parfait. Which one of these means please, please? For example, a coffee please, un café. Would you say un café s'il vous plaît, un café enchanté, un café de rien, un café parfait? Which one of these would you use to ask please? A, B, C, or D? A, B, C, or D? Are you ready to lock in your guess? Okay, so I can reveal the proper way of saying please is option A, s'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît. Great job. Okay, moving on to question 4. What does enchanté mean? Enchanté, we already used it as an option for these 2 questions, but what does enchanté mean? Option A, goodbye. Option B, nice to meet you. Option C, please. Or option D, thank you. This one should be easy. What does enchanté mean? Enchanté. Enchanté. Goodbye, nice to meet you, please, or thank you. Enchanté, enchanté. Are you ready to lock in your guess? Okay, let's see if your guess is correct. So, enchanté means option B, nice to meet you. Good job. Did you get this one right? Going on to the next set of questions. Okay, one answer wants to reveal itself, so I need to go back with the post-its. Okay. So question 5 asks, what number comes after 4? So not what number is 4, but what number comes after 4? So is it 4, 5, 3, or 6? After 4. 4, 5, 3, or 6? What do you think 4 means, and what number comes after it, after 4? I'm going to give you some time to think. Question number 5. Do you know? Okay, are you ready to reveal? Or are you ready for the reveal of the answer? What number comes after 4? Okay, the answer is option B, 5. So 4 means 4, and obviously the number that comes after 4 is 5. So 4, you'll say for 4, and for 5, 5. 5. Great job. Okay, question number 6. What is the French word for red? Red, the color red. So is it A, vert? Is it B, rouge? Is it C, rose? Or is it D, réal? Vert, rouge, rose, réal. Vert, rouge, rose, réal. What is your guess for question number 6? Question number 6. A, B, C, or D? Going to give you some time to think. A, B, C, or D, which one means red? Vert, rouge, rose, or réel? Okay, ready to lock in your guess? So, if you want to say red, you'll say option B, rouge, rouge, rouge. Great job. Okay. So question number 7 asks, what does je ne comprends pas mean? Je ne comprends pas. What does this mean? Option A, I love you. Option B, I don't know. Option C, I don't speak French. Or option D, I don't understand. Je ne comprends pas. Je ne comprends pas. I'm going to give you some time to take a look at the options and to make a decision on which one you think is a translation for je ne comprends pas. So, is it A, B, C, or D? Which one do you think is the correct translation for je ne comprends pas? I love you, I don't know, I don't speak French, or I don't understand. Je ne comprends pas. Je ne comprends pas. What do you think? A, B, C, or D? Are you ready to reveal the answer? Okay, so je ne comprends pas means option D, I don't understand. Great job. Did you get this one right? Okay, so for question 8 we have, what's the word for green? So back to the colors. What is the word for green? Option A, violet, violet. Option B, vert, vert. Option C, noir, noir, noir. Or option D, blanc, blanc. Violet, vert, noir, blanc. Which one of these means green? I'm going to give you some time to take a look at the options and to think which one, to reflect on which one you think is the correct one. So green in French. Violet, vert, noir, blanc. Okay, do you have a guess? Let's see if your answer is correct. So the proper way, or the only correct way of saying green in French is option B, vert, vert, vert. Great job. Let's move on to the next questions. So, what are the colors of the French flag? So we have 4 options. Only one of them is correct. So the French flag has 3 colors. I want you to tell me which are the colors. So for option A, we have noir, blanc, rouge. Noir, blanc et rouge. Noir, blanc et rouge. Okay, this is option A. For option B, we have bleu, noir, blanc, bleu, noir, blanc. This is option B, bleu, noir, blanc. For option C, we have blanc, vert, rouge, blanc, vert, rouge, blanc, vert, rouge. This is option C. And for the last option, we have bleu, blanc, rouge, bleu, blanc, rouge. So this is option D. Only one of these options says the 3 colors that are present in the flag of France. Now, your job is to pick the right one. So it's option A, option B, Option C or option D? Which one says the 3 colors of France correctly? What's your guess? I'm going to go over them again. So for A we have noir, blanc, rouge. For B we have bleu, noir, blanc. For C we have blanc, vert, rouge. And for D we have bleu, blanc, rouge. So which one is the correct one? I'm going to give you some more time to think and to choose which one you think is the correct one. And 1, 2, 3. Let's reveal. So the correct colors of the French flag are option D. So blanc, bleu, blanc, rouge. White, blue, and red. Great job. Did you get this one right? Okay, so for the last question, here we have opportunity of getting 6 points. So we have 3 numbers and 3 colors, and we have 6 words over here, and your job is to connect the word to what it means. So I'm going to give you some time to take a look at this, and then in a little bit I'm going to be connecting each word to its respective answer, and if you get, for each one you get right, you get 1 point. So I'm going to give you some time to take a look. We have the number 7, number 8, pink, yellow, white, and the number 9. Then we have 9, jaune, rose, 8, not 8, sorry, 8. This is an H. Blanc and 7. So I'm going to give you some time. In a little bit I'm going to start connecting each word to its respective meaning. The 9, jaune, rose, 8, blanc, 7. 7, 8, pink, yellow, white, 9. What do you think? I'm going to give you just a little bit more time to think. Okay, let's start with 9. What does 9 mean? What does 9 mean? What is your guess? Okay, so 9 means 9. 9 means 9. Great job. Let's move on to jaune. 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 What does this word mean? I have a really difficult time pronouncing this word, by the way. But what does jaune mean? Okay, so I'm going to reveal that jaune means yellow. Jaune, yellow. Great job. Moving on to rose. Rose, what does this word mean? Rose. This one's easy. Rose means pink. Moving on to 8. 8. 8. What does this word mean? 8. What does 8 mean? J'ai 8 ans. What does this word mean? Great job. 8 means 8. Moving on to blanc. What does blanc mean? Yes, blanc means white. And last but not least, obviously, 7 means 7. Great job. How many did you get right out of question 10? Okay, so this was everything for the quiz. Please let me know how many points you got out of the 15 points in total. Okay, so this was everything for today's video. I really hope you guys liked it and that you were able to learn something. I do have a bunch of these quiz style videos on the channel. I'm going to leave a link to a playlist with a bunch of them if you do like these types of videos. And yeah, I really hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye, au revoir, bisous. Je n'ai mangé.